in Windsor, and I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 41 and brought to Moulton, Alabama. Given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey, I married a Childers. Peggy and Carl, the twins, were born out of wedlock, and they were murdered by their mother, and the family covered it up. And I was placed there. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 41. I was 2 years old, and there was a Cortland Air Base near there that was in the process of being built or finished at that time. So I don't know how they got me across the pond. I know that Joe Kennedy was ambassador to England during that time until he was kicked out in 46. And JFK, his son, and his older son actually came and stayed in the embassy there in London with their father. They flew. They helped in my kidnapping with my uncle, who became the illegal George VI. And Elizabeth illegal. That whole lineage is a bunch of traitors. They're living off of my money in hell, and the British that were loyal and saved my life really over the years. This woman and her father sold out my country, Great Britain. I was brought over here and it was a living hell. I didn't find out until 83 about my kidnapping and real name, but the point I wanted, I'm Victoria II, legal heir to the British Crown. And I put all this on other tapes, so I'm not going to go back and reiterate on it. I can't get the tapes up when I do. I have to start another one and try to give background so that people understand it. I'm not sure they're even watching them. But anyway, I try. I will say this, I wrote about mind control and 80 murders in 76 to April Fool's Day of 80. I wanted to show you this though. Well, it changed. It was showing the who they call the Boston bomber, and it's starting today. He's the young fellow from a former Soviet Union. Well, I'm watching it. It's not showing it, but anyway, it was the Boston bomb. They call him the Boston bomber. And I want to say this, mind control was used there, and they're saying that they might use the fact that he was under the influence of his older brother, who's dead in the bombing. So it's a question, not a question to me, of who's the victim in it. They're victims of mind control. I know I'm a victim of this country. My country is Britain. Boston, the Kennedys were from Boston. I've heard no remorse from anyone of you Americans. It's an ongoing joke that you could kidnap me and do the things to me you've done and live off of me. That's exactly it. But it's mind control used there. Now then, I want to go back and say this. Last night I put up on video, it was kind of late, Channel 7, the local CBS, ABC, NBC, and Fox, they all know this. Atlanta, Larry Flint was shot, and the person that shot him was programmed to shoot him and kill his attorney. And I was living in Marietta, Georgia, doing the book on mind control murders, MD License to Kill, when he was brought into Lawrenceville, Georgia, and shot and his attorney killed. The person was programmed, and he later, they're showing this young girl here in plane crash. This is Larry. Now then, the question that I'm jumping from one to the other a little bit, but that's what I was getting to, was the use of mind control. I'll finish this. I had the antifreeze put in me April Fool Day of 80, and this has been an April Fool joke to the Americans. You talk about remorse. First of all, the young man that's on trial today in Boston going on there, he didn't commit the crime. He was under mind control. The crime's done to him, too. He's a victim as much as anybody, or more so. And how can he show remorse for a crime he didn't commit? However, the United States, I'm 76 years old this Wednesday, you all knew what you did to me and are still doing. And it's a joke, like the April Fool joke in antifreeze. It's been ongoing. Criminal terrorism and everything committed in plain sight with all your fellow Americans, most of them just loving it and agging it on. So don't tell me about remorse. My remorse will be if there's not a higher power that can make you all pay for your crimes, and that's the citizens of this country. There may have been a handful of them over the years that tried to help. Most of you, it was just a jolly good time and a tea party ongoing. You remember that, the Boston Tea Party? So now that I want to get back to the young girl that has shown her picture, I put up on YouTube, and I'm not sure that they know about this from me, the Channel 7, CBS, all of them here, AB out of Atlanta, Huntsville, Alabama, all of it. And the media, national media, has known about my kidnapping before I did in '83. And they certainly know about the mind control murders. Some of them were done in patterns and ongoing by the agency, and you think that they intend to tell it. And I certainly hope so before I die, that it's told, and told about what this country is doing to me while they salute their flag right in my face. But I wanted to say that last night I put up on YouTube, and this morning I saw on CBS, the local station, where they asked the same question. My question on YouTube, I already know, was how did the young girl, 7 years old, first of all, she escaped. It was a miracle, they say. She escaped the plane crash from Kentucky in the forest. Hilly, mountainous, cold, a little snow and ice, I understand. Yet she walked out to a certain spot where she got rescued to Larry. And remember the name Larry. And walked up to his door. My question on, and I know the answer on the YouTube I put up last night, was what was the mechanism used. So this morning, the local station did zero in. They didn't say that. Maybe they come up, well, they already know all this, but they asked how she managed to come to his place out of the forest, that specific place. I had referenced also back to the Wayne Williams when I was finishing the book, and I was trying to get people to listen to me, because there was a Piedmont airplane that crashed en route from Huntsville, Alabama. That had NASA scientists on it, and it crashed in Cedartown, Georgia. It was en route to Hartsville in Atlanta. So the thing there, this gets to be over, if you follow the links, it's too much, really. Jack Hartsfield, who became such a, saved my life, he was FBI and a reporter for the Huntsville Times, and later for the New Mexican News, where my Aunt George O'Keefe has ghost ranch right over in Abiquiu. Anyway, back to the Piedmont air crash. He was the first one on the scene with Wayne Williams, the person who's in prison now in Georgia, and he won an award for the best photograph of that. By the way, there were people, news media out at Hartsville Airport that couldn't get the helicopters off to get over to the plane crash. So now then, I wrote the book, and by the way, well, I won't say that. They won't go up on tape, all of it. I wrote the book and had antifreeze put in. Me and Larry Flint were shot in Lawrenceville. The person was programmed to shoot him and kill his attorney. So mind control modifies your behavior. Back then, they could program people to go out and shoot, do anything you want to. Make beds look of natural cause, like Robin Williams. Oh, yeah, he was programmed way back. So, and you can prove some of these. But the little girl was focusing on Wayne when I put this tape up last night. I was using Wayne as reference to the mechanism used on the little girl, and it had to have been used on the pilot to make him crash there, because that was pre-planned and meant to be. And that she walked up there to him, the date, the timing, and all of it. But I referred on the tape last night back to Wayne Williams, and I'm going to say this is after the antifreeze was put in me and the book got stopped and all of it. And I should have died and gone in the coma and died. But anyway, I called Mary Welcome. I managed to do that, and she was going to send an attorney. By that time, I had been illegally taken over in that condition, almost like a vegetable. That's what they meant to make me in Huntsville, Alabama. And I worked for the district attorney. I could barely